Hey guys, welcome back. This is a message from my friends and peers in the emulation community, my fellow content creator brethren, BSOD Gaming, GameDev1909, and the Complaining Gamer.
Ryujinx, one of the Switch emulators that I've covered quite a bit in the past few weeks.
Today we have a montage of games in Ryujinx that run at 60 FPS.
No, Ryujinx, the Switch emulator, does not currently go in-game to the point where we have 3D visuals and control of Mario.
Ryujinx,
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 Ryujinx.
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my god!
Intervention time? Guys, we need to talk, because
You're breaking my heart. You're going down a path I can't follow.
I joke. I know this is a little tongue-in-cheek, but as is my style. Needless to say, this video is made in good spirits, and I'm just being playful here. You all know that I respect you guys, and I really appreciate your work. But guys, did any of you realize that you've been saying the name of this emulator wrong?
Oh no, he didn't.
Guys, I have to admit that I'm guilty of this as well. Remember how I used to say Semu in the early days? You know, long before the Zelda Breath of the Wild bandwagon drove through Emulation Town and everyone and their grandmother came to the Semu community? Can you remember that far back? I'm talking about almost 2.5 years ago, all the way back to 2016. Back when I was testing on iGPU and there were virtually no content creators speaking with the community about updates and changes. Oh, it was a different time back then, friends. I didn't realize when I started that I was actually pronouncing the emulator's name completely wrong. I was calling it Semu, not Semu. And of course it's Semu, it's the Cafe Emulator. Cafe Emulator, not Emulator. What was I thinking? Well, at the time, there wasn't any real explanation on how to say it. As far as I could tell, I was the only person talking about it. So I had no other examples to listen to see how others were pronouncing the name. It seemed to me that depending on where you live on the planet, your version of English, or whether it's your first language learnt or not, some people were pronouncing it differently as more people caught on to the emulator's existence. So I really didn't think much of it. Over time, people would try to correct me, but I remained pretty stubborn. Eventually, as more people joined the scene, I realized that I had to admit to myself that I was wrong. I had to adapt to the new information, so I changed. If you go back to my old Semu videos, you can actually even see when this change took place. Fast forward 2.5 years, and the emulation scene is vastly different than it was back in 2016. But one thing that hasn't changed is that our global community is still struggling to pronounce the names of emulators. Enter the new Nintendo Switch emulator, REE-YOU-JI-NX. Every single content creator that I've come across is pronouncing the name incorrectly. Everyone's calling it Ryujinx. Ryujinx? Ryujinx? It sounds like a messy mashup if you ask me. And is anybody noticing a theme here? BSOD Gaming, GameDev1909, the Complaining Gamer. Recognizable names in the Nintendo emulator scene, friends and peers, are all saying this wrong. Guys, how is this possible? What makes this appear even more silly is that the REE-YOU-JI-NX team even goes so far as to post the proper pronunciation on their website. And people are still saying it incorrectly. Didn't anyone notice? Let's take a look. Why the name? The name REE-YOU-JI-NX is based on the name Ryujin or Ryujin. In other words, a name for a mythical sea god dragon. More information can be found here, so I'll let you guys go check that out. The name stems from Ryu, or Ryu, as already explained, they're pronouncing it Ryu. And if you really want to geek out and slide even further down the rabbit hole of anal retention, check out the video in the description on how to say Ryu in Japanese properly. Believe it or not, this has actually been an ongoing debate in the Street Fighter community for some time, but the REE-YOU-JI-NX development team pronounces it Ryu, so I'll be following suit from now on when discussing the Nintendo Switch emulator. Then REE-YOU-JI-NX, which is the codename for the JIT compiler for Netcore. The NX part of the name is from the codename of the Switch itself, which of course, as we all know, was the Nintendo NX. Okay, well, so fucking what? Why does this matter, right? Why is this important enough to make a video out of? Well, I'm a total geek, and I think it's interesting, but I also think that it's important to nip this in the bud and get the message out to the community, because it really comes down to this: respect for the developers. When precious time and life energy go into making something that you're reaping the benefits of, the least you can do is show maximum respect to the team of developers by promoting the emulator by its designed name. Especially when it's fucking badass enough to be named after a mythical sea god dragon. So it's not Ryujinx, it's REE-YOU-JI-NX. The bad motherfucker that sprang forth from the mythical seas. Play some current gen games on your PC and shut the fuck up.
You're too slow.
Oh yeah, I'm all caffeinated up, boys.
That's my bad motherfucker. Open it up.
So let's all give the dev team and this awesome emulator mad props and serious respect. At least enough to promote it by saying its proper name. And no, it's okay, you don't have to make a news video out of it, the name has always been the same.
Oh no, he didn't.
Just take this new information in, silently admit to yourselves that you're wrong, like I had to do with Semu, and change.
You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Damn, maybe I should change my name to the Dramatic Gamer. Guys, thanks so much for watching this silly video. Thanks to BSOD Gaming, GameDev1909, and The Complaining Gamer for being good sports about me calling you all out. I know I can say that before I even render this video because I know you're all good blood. Thank you for everything you do to bring more awareness to the emulation community, and keep up the great work. Guys, if you're not already following these creators, I'll leave links down in the description to their respective channels. They're definitely worth a follow, so go check them out. Thanks so much for watching this tongue-in-cheek video. Until next time, keep your fires burning and stay true. Peace.